This is the double aged 32 year from Dewar's. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the history and learn a little bit about Dewar's. We're also going to talk a little about the presentation, the nosing and tasting, and then finally we're going to talk about some pairings to go along with the whiskey. I can't wait to try this whiskey out with you. So sit back and relax, pour yourself a nice drink, and let's enjoy this double aged whiskey together. You may have noticed that this isn't a typical full-size bottle. It's like a half-size bottle, so it's 375 milliliters instead of being 750 milliliters. I didn't actually notice that until I got to the register. But to me, it's pretty interesting looking. It almost looks like an R&D type setup, almost like a sample, so I think that's pretty cool. Dewar's was founded all the way back in 1846, and they've got a 180-year history distilling and bottling, so they've got a lot of experience, and they're a great company from my point of view. I mean, they've got over 1,000 awards over their 180-year history. They don't mess around. They're really well awarded. They have quite a bit of accolades, but they've kind of fallen out of the marketing cycle of what whiskeys are doing nowadays. Dewar's is a classic whiskey distiller. They're a part of any solid collection, but I don't think that they're extensively sought after by many enthusiasts because they kind of fell out of favor. They just did. There wasn't quite a bit of marketing like it was from their competitors over the last 10 or 20 years. But I mean, I have to say that they have an important place. And my first visit with them was probably, I don't know, quite a bit of time ago. And it was, I think, a 12-year blend. It was stout. It had quite a bit of bite. And then I didn't really spend much time with them after that. But they're back in my collection now, and I think we're going to be visiting them quite a bit here on this channel. Dewar's has been blending and bottling whiskey since the late 1800s. Their founding goes all the way back to 1846, as I said earlier, and they've just had a really strong and storied history in the whiskey world. I think they're attempting to reignite that, and I think that's important because this is a modern era of whiskey. They've got to be prepared for it, and they have to treat their products a little differently. They just can't sit on their accolades. They've got to be a little creative and try some new stuff. In this animation, you're going to see where in Scotland Dewar's is located. And as you know, when it comes to the production of any spirit, especially whiskey, the source of the water is very important. And for this particular whiskey, the River Tay happens to have a large influence on the water and also what you're going to get in terms of a finished product. When the Dewar's sons, Tommy and John Alexander, inherited the business, they took it in a little bit of a different direction compared to their father. And in 1890, they hired on A.J. Cameron, and when he joined, he was really focused on a quality product that was very smooth and blended, and they also put a lot of effort into marketing, a lot of effort into quality production. And they did such a good job that they actually got an 18-gallon cask delivered to President Harrison on behalf of Andrew Carnegie. So that takes some effort. That's some really cool stuff. Tommy was an avid traveler, and he actually spent a lot of time evangelizing what Dewar's was about and spreading the word. And he even had an effect on, or even, pushing the idea of a highball in New York. And I think that's pretty cool. So you can see that Dewar's has had quite a profound effect on whiskey over the years. And I think they're coming back. I think that they're ready to reignite it. So I think that's really great. Let's take a look at the presentation here. I would say it's pretty simple. It's not really sophisticated. As a gift, I'm not sure how I would feel about this. It actually is only a half-size bottle, so it's kind of weird. But I think somebody who's an avid drinker of whiskey would know what this is and would be blown away. It's going to take an enthusiast or a Dewar's fan to really truly know what it is. The packaging is simple. It looks like an R&D package or a sample package, which I think is cool. I think that's part of why they did the things that they did. I think they set it up like this because, in their opinion, it's about experiencing the product and not elevating it beyond that. It is what it is. And so I think that's cool. And I think the presentation for somebody like me would be nice. Would I receive it as a gift and be blown away? I don't know. And I don't know if this is really the gifting kind of package. But in the end, for somebody who's an avid Dewar's fan or somebody who understands whiskey, they might really, really appreciate this. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the bottle and see what we think. It's got like a pull out. Okay, there we go. And then let's see what we have here. Yeah, I mean, it's a small bottle, That's something you're going to notice. So you're getting a lot here, I guess. I guess the way you got to think about it is you're getting something special, so it's got a smaller bottle. That doesn't bother me. I'm okay with that. I don't mind something that's small. It's in a smaller package and it can deliver a punch, So I'm okay with that. and we're going to see what happens. We're going to see this punching above its weight. I'm going to go ahead and open the bottle, and we're going to give it a pour and see what we think. Let's go ahead and see what happens. It's got a little seal on it. All right, there we go. And then it's got two little seals on the outside of the cork. So I'm just going to spin it off. There you go. Let's see what that sounds like. Ooh, wow. Nice. Oh, it smells great, actually. It's very dark. This is very, very dark amber. I would say almost like on the brownish side. And I'm assuming that comes from this double aging, you know. I'm going to go ahead and see what it's like on the nose and also on the palate. Oh, on the nose, great. I mean, I get this amazing sugar, like this cooked down sugar, which is called trickle. It comes after you have like a molasses after you cook down sugar, the sugar cane, it's what's left over. Very nice. I almost get a little bit of ginger. Get some smokiness for sure too, but not much smokiness, a lot more sugar. I mean, the color is just so dark. It's got that very beautiful amber, almost like a brown. Let's see what it tastes like. Wow. Very nice finish. Long finish. Still building now. Still there. I'm getting some ginger. The smokiness is still coming through. There's some sugar there. Yeah, very nice. All around very nice. It's some woodsy spices in there. I mean, that's obviously coming from the oak. You know, how it was aged. That double age process. The 4-stage process that they do is very nice. You taste all of it. Very complex. A lot of layers. Each time you go in, you get more. I'm enjoying it. This is actually very nice and a lot smoother than I expected it to be, especially at 46%. Wow. I think we should touch a little bit more on how I feel about this, but also I'm going to bring out some snacks. I think it's important that you pair your food with your whiskeys, also with your wines. It just makes it a little more enjoyable. In this case here, I have a little bit of chocolate. I've got a chocolate covered cracker, a little salty and chocolate at the same time. I've got a Ferrero Rocher, and then a little bit of bitter chocolate with some nut inside. Then I got some pretzels, and I have some salted peanuts. And of course, salted peanuts, salty snack that you should add to your whiskey. I mean, it's nice. It really balances it out. Same thing with the pretzels. But something that's interesting here, which you're going to learn about on the back of the box, is it talks a little bit about the process. There's a single grain whiskey that's aged in oak cask, a single malt that's aged in oak cask. And then they continue to do it with the blends, and then they finally combine it together, and that's part of the 4-stage process. It's here on the presentation box, and something you should learn about. I mean, it's got this smooth finish. It's rich. It's complex. It's worth what it is. It is exactly what it should be, and I'm very impressed, and it's going to be in my collection for sure. I think this is something you should consider adding to your collection. Like I said, I don't know how great of a gift it is because it doesn't have the wow factor, but if you're into whiskey or somebody's into whiskey and they like things like this, for sure is something that you should have in your collection. I want to thank you for joining me, learning a little bit about Dewar's, watching them reinvigorate their company, something that we're probably going to visit here quite a bit on this channel. I hope that you come back in the future, like, subscribe, and share. And also, if you can put some comments and make some suggestions of what you would like to see, I'm always open to hearing about it. Thank you.